Well, do you think that in this day and age, with like all the sources of media that we have, you have internet, video games, radio to an extent, TV, movies and stuff, do you think that there's too many distractions present in everyone's daily lives to actually allow them to focus and the determination to actually stick with the movement such as this?
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's something that definitely should be talked about. There is a legitimate concern that I have that people are definitely going to forget about all this sooner than later. That the other things that they've been involved with in terms of Super Bowl, the World Series is coming up, the World Cup, anything. Paul and Dean. Cares, yo? I mean, at this point, how many more distractions can we accept from the Snowden case, where he says that, the United States and Israel created a virus that they would then send to Iran to try and destroy their program, that the United States has been spying on people the entire time, and spying on Latin America, and spying on Europe, spying on everybody, spying on all of your friends, spying on its own citizens, that there have been drone flights over this country. Are we going to forget that? No, we shouldn't. But we shouldn't let it eclipse this naturally occurring phenomenon of a government that serves itself now. That's what this system has proven to me that it does. It doesn't serve the interests of the people. It does just enough so that it appears like it's doing something, but it's more built off of self-preservation than preserving the public. The government should be willing to sacrifice itself for the benefit of the people. But now, the government wants the people to sacrifice itself for the benefit of the government. A government that serves corporations, not human beings. I don't want people to forget about Trayvon Martin, but I think that we should use his legacy as something that will provide a permanent reminder of how horrible as human beings we can be to one another. How he was demonized in the media like he was some killer or a criminal. And if he had, like I said in the very beginning, he had these issues because he was a man who killed a boy. O.J. man who killed a woman. What if he was just a man who killed another man? What if Trayvon Martin had been a black man who was his age? And who knows what he said to him? Again, we have to go back and say, we have to believe one person or another. He could have been like, what the fuck are you doing in my neighborhood, man? And the guy was like, yo, show me some ID. I don't need to show you no ID. You're not a cop. Are you a cop? Oh, no, you're a fat neighborhood watch nigga. Fuck you. What? Go fuck your mother. No. Boom, people start fighting. They wouldn't have fought if you had just not listened to the cop's suggestion. I love that one, though. That was the one that really hit me. Suggestion? So it's not an order. Look, so when a cop talks to me, or you, that's an order. When you talk to them, that's not an order, that's a suggestion.
I've never heard that before in my life.
That's what they said on the stand.
Yeah.
That's what he said that when the police, when they interviewed the police and they said, well, didn't you tell them not to do that? And they said, well, it was a suggestion, it wasn't an order. Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, this is the point that we're at. That if we don't take the time to learn our history, if we don't take the time to have pride in our neighborhoods, if we don't take the time to seize control of our neighborhoods and say, no, we are going to have a civilian complaint review board. Whether you like it or not, we don't need your permission no more. No, I'm sorry. That's what these marches would benefit from doing. If everybody at that march said, we're going to invent a civilian complaint review board that we've always wanted, the one that we've always wanted, that the government has told us we'll never have. No, we're going to have that now. We're going to do it with or without you. And we will file complaints and we will boycott anybody who then decides to give you money at the PBA when you ignore us. You will respect us in our community the way that I see you respect other communities in New York. Because if you're telling me that in your mind black people are more likely to commit crime, that's why we have stop and frisk, well, who are they selling those drugs to? Isn't possession of a controlled substance a crime too? How many houses have you raided in Upper East Side or the Upper West Side? Mm-hmm. How many doors have you kicked down in Tribeca? How many, rich white businessmen down at Wall Street have you profiled for stealing money? Millions of dollars. Way more than any little black kid could carry in his pocket that you stopped and frisked. But he's the danger to society. Mm-hmm. We have to make them respect us. And unfortunately, I've said this time again, America respects strength and power. And the only way you have strength and power is by having knowledge of self. Without it, you might have strength, but you won't have power because you'll always be manipulated without knowledge of self. So you could be the strongest motherfucker in the world. That just makes you a workhorse. Read Animal Farm. Everybody needs a workhorse, but he didn't run the farm.
You're in business with Def Jam and you're helping them sell records. Universal, you're helping them sell records. So what exactly is it for sale, Kanye? I don't get it. I'm confused. Don't be, fake revolutionary for profit.
I enjoyed it. It was awesome. I wish I would have been a part of it.
Alright, so do you enjoy the Eve sex tape?
It was pretty alright. I had fun watching it.